Hi grade 11 student. So in today's video I want to show you the simple question paper which was containing a simple balance sheet, guys. You will be lucky if you find this kind of a balance sheet when you write your examination. So just make sure that you watch until the end, because this one is gonna help you when you write your paper 1. You must watch the entire video. So basically here we have two questions, guys. The first one, it is going to talk about a balance sheet, and the second one is capital notes and current account notes. Okay, let's start with the balance sheet one. It was 3.2 required. Prepare the equity and liability section of the balance sheet as at 28 February 2021 and show all calculations relating to the notes in the bracket. 18 marks. They want us to fill this small balance sheet. Asset section was not required. Okay. They give us information. Capital for both partner is a franc and the stain, and the current account, tangible assets, fixed, the loan, trading stock, debtors control, creditors control, SARS, bank, petty cash, cash flow, provision for bad debts, pension fund, and income received in advance. Okay. Now let's start, guys. We also have two adjustments that we have to read. Adjustment number 1, on 28 February 2021, Mrs. Stein contributed equipment to the value of 15,000 and cash of 15,000 to equalize her capital contribution. In other words, guys, he contributed a 30,000 capital. Why? Because whatever that you contribute as a purpose of starting a business is called a capital. Whether it's equipment, it's a vehicle, or it's a land, it's a capital. So 15 plus 15, 30,000. Number 2, the partners have agreed to pay off 20,000 of the loan by 30 April 2021. Okay, now let's check. What do we start? We have to start by capital, because that's the first one. Very simple, guys. We just have to take capital for both partner and we combine them. 200,000 plus 170,000, and remember there is an addition of capital of 30,000 under information number 1. 15,000 plus 15,000 is gonna give you 30,000, and you add. Okay, and after that you can add them together, they will give you 400,000. Moving to the next one, current account, guys. Credit balance. Remember when we talk about equity, guys, increase on the credit and decrease this side, which means that whatever that is on the debit is negative. Okay, let's start by the credit one of 10,360 of Spain current account. 10,360, and because the one for franc is negative, we have to do what? To subtract. How much are we going to subtract? 1,690, because it's indicated that it's debit. In other words, it's negative. Okay, so we don't have any other transaction. We can close it off, and amount, it will give us 8,670, and if you add them together, they will give you 8,670. Very simple. Okay, this is a partner's equity total, not equity and liability. Ne? Okay, now let's move to the loan. Under a loan, at the beginning of the year, the amount was 40,000. They never tell us about anything about the interest or any outstanding interest, so we don't do anything. But they say that the partners have agreed to pay 20,000 by 30 April 2021. That simply means that a loan is going to be reduced by 20,000. But this 20,000 is not yet paid. It's still a current portion. It's going to be paid within 12 months, which means that we have to record it under current portion of a loan, 20,000. So which means that here we're going to left with 20,000 and our total non-current is going to be 20,000. Okay. So the next one, if you check, our bank was indicated that it is credit. If it's credit, it's indicating that the amount, guys, is negative, in other words. So what do we do if the amount is negative? It's very simple. We have to do what? We have to record it as a bank overdraft, okay, because it is negative. All right. Okay. Now let's record that amount as bank overdraft. We're gonna say 20,250. However, guys, you must remember that Mrs. Stein put 15,000 to the business in the business account, not to 30,000, 15,000 on number one as a cash. That cash, obviously, the bank is going to take it minus 15,000. It's going to take it first before it go to the bank, because we owe bank overdraft, we owe bank. Okay, and it's gonna give us 5,250. Okay, trade and other payables. That's where we are going to open a bracket and start with creditors control of 9,070, and we add it with SARS pay as you earn 3,500. Okay, and we also have to add pension fund of 500, and we also have to add income received in advance, because they all fall under what? Trade in other payables. Okay, so if you calculate the total, you are going to get amount of 13,770. Very simple. Imagine, guys, the balance sheet was simple like this. Okay, all those other items like a petty cash, cash flow, debtors control, trading stock, guys, fixed deposit, tangible assets, they are not part of this balance sheet because they are assets. Okay, so I think here we can get a total. All right, let's add totals. Firstly, you have to get a total of current liability. Let me calculate, because I didn't calculate on my notes. 13,770 plus 5,250 plus 20,000 is gonna give you 39,020. Okay, 39,020. Add it with 20,000 and you add it with 408,670. It's gonna give you total equity and liability of 467,690. Simple as that. That's how most of the balance sheet in grade 11 is gonna look like. Very simple. Okay, now we are moving to the next question, guys. The next question, we are going to talk about the two notes, a capital note and current account notes. So don't be surprised, guys. This is another channel that will be uploading some videos. So I want to split the papers. Paper 1, you're going to get it mostly in this channel, and paper 2, you're gonna get it under Accounting Solution SA. So make sure that you also subscribe on this channel so that you are not going to have a problem. You're just gonna find paper 1 this side and paper 2 the other side. And reminder guys, during June when others are in holidays, we will be attending our online extra classes. They will be continuing as usual. Only 100 rand. If you have never joined guys, come and join during June. We will be starting June, July. We will be starting our term 3, so that when you come back for term 3 guys, you will be dancing. That course to accounting you will master in and out, because once you reopen during July guys, August you're going to start with your a test. November is approaching as well, and December we are not going to close. December, for those who are going to grade 12, we will be busy doing our classes. So come and join now in time, and learn many different papers with others. Okay, now let's go to 3.3. Okay, we were required to prepare a capital note. Okay, under capital notes, we are going to find two partners. Let's make it not long. Okay, we're gonna have a balance at the beginning and additional capital and the withdrawal capital and balance at the end. Guys, never include withdrawal, a normal withdrawal of stock. We only include what? Capital withdrawal. Okay, it's gonna look like this. Remember, this is another question. It's not the same as what we were doing on the previous one. Then current account notes. Will look like this. Two partners. Okay, let me see if this is visible. Okay, it is. It is visible. Okay. We're gonna have a partner salary, interest on capital, bonuses, primary distribution, the final distribution, net profit. Okay, let's try to divide them a bit. And drawings, retained income, and balance at the beginning, and we have a balance at the end. Okay, then our notes will look like this. Okay, let's quickly try to do it. Okay, they say they prepare the following notes that will appear in the balance sheet. capital notes and current account notes. Okay, number A, we have capital amount for both Marvel and Lane, current account and drawings. B, Marvel took a stock to the value of 35,000 and this was donated to local charity. Okay, we can work donation for Marvel. Let's put Marvel here, Mr. Marvel and Miss Lane. Okay, drawings for Marvel. Marvel, initially he withdrew, at the beginning he withdrew 25,000, which we have to add 35,000 that he withdrew during the year, which was not recorded, which is going to give us 60,000. And Mrs. Lane never withdraw anything again. It's only 30,000 at the beginning. Okay, we started with this one because it was the first transaction. On 1 December, Mr. Marvel increased his capital by 75,000. Okay, additional. Mr. Marvel make additional. Mrs. Lane, guys, don't just write them in order. You can just write them according to the transaction that you are facing. He added 175,000 during the year. Okay, and they say that this was not recorded, which means that a 360 for Marvel, it was balanced at the beginning. This 360 was the balance at the beginning because it was not recorded. If it was recorded, guys, that's where you were going to do what? To first subtract this 175,000 from this amount and you get balance at the beginning. But it was not given. Okay. Then for Mrs. Lane, he never do any changes during the year. She never do any changes. It was 760,000 and no addition, no withdrawal, and at the end it was the same. So for this one, at the year end, it was 535,000. These notes contain only 3 marks, so there was no lot about it. Okay. The partners agreed to stipulate the following. Partners are entitled the interest of 15% per year. Let's calculate the interest. We can start with Mrs. Lane because Lane is cheap, it's simple. It's 760,000, no changes, multiplied by 15%. And it's gonna give you the interest of 114,000. 114,000. But for Marvel, we have before and after. Okay, before, let's calculate before. It was 360 multiplied by 15%, and after is 535,000 multiplied by 15%. We need to count 2 months now. After, it was from December 1 December to 28 February 2021. It was 3 months. 3 over 12, which means that before is going to be 9. How did I get 9? 12 minus 3 is going to give you 9. So you get answer here and you get answer here. When you combine both those answers, where is it? It's 40,500 and the other one is 20,063. It doesn't matter how you can round it off, it's fine. Okay, then it's gonna give you 60,563. That's how you deal with this interest. Okay, moving to the next one. On 1 January 2020, Marvel received 10% increase on his monthly salary of 26,500. No further increase were given. Guys, this increase was made last year, which means that the whole of this year it has increased because 1 January 2020, our year started 1 March 2020, which means that it's previous year, it's not current year. Okay, let's calculate the increase. 26,500 multiplied by 110 over 100. After that, you multiply by 12. Then you are going to get amount of 349,800. Okay. And for Mrs. Lane, they say Mrs. Lane's salary for the year is 425. Remember, guys, here we record annually. If you get monthly, you have to multiply by 12 so that you can get annually. Okay. For Mrs. Lane is 425,000. Very simple. The next one. At the end of financial year, Mrs. Lane received a bonus equal to 12% of her annual salary. 12% of 425. 425 multiplied by 12%. You are going to get the bonus of Mrs. Lane of 51,000. Okay, 51,000. Very simple. 425 multiplied by 12%, you're going to get 425. Okay. At the end of financial year, Mrs. Lane received a bonus equal to, okay, we already read this one. Mr. Marvel and Mrs. Marvel share remaining profit or loss in the ratio of 3:2. And Mrs. Lane portion of final distribution amounted to 125. Okay, final distribution for Mrs. Lane, it is already given. It's 125. Okay, they want us to calculate this one using the ratio. Okay, but here I think let's first get primary distribution. We just have to add everything. Well, this plus this plus this is gonna give us 590. 590,000. I think but there is a bonus for Marvel. The last one. Marvel received bonus of 12,000 at the end of financial year. 12,000. You have to add these three, and it's gonna give you amount of 422. 422. 363. Now we are looking for this one. Remember, they say that the ratio is 3:2, which means that we know that Lane is going to get 2. And what they give us is 2. 125,000. What we want is 3 for Marvel. What we have is 2 for Lane. Divide by 2. Then it's going to give you an amount of 187,500. Very simple, guys. Very simple. Okay. Now let's proceed. Because we already have this, it's simple to proceed. Okay. Now we have to get a net profit for the year. You just added these two, you add these two. This side is gonna give you 609,863. This side you're gonna get 715,000. Okay, return income, guys. You just take this minus this minus this, and you're gonna get 549,863. 685,000. Okay, balance at the beginning, they are given. Okay, and they said for Marvel is debit, and you know that debit under equity is a minus, so which means that it's negative. Balance at the beginning is negative 2,300. Okay, for this one, it's a credit, which means that it's positive 4,500. Balance at the end, you just take this minus this plus this, then you will get the answers. Okay, it's 547, 563, 689, 500. All right, that's how you deal with these notes, guys. There is a lot of calculation, because hey, I can even feel my hand now. It's a bit tired because there was a lot of calculation more than a theory. So make sure, guys, read it twice each and every time. Make sure that the calculator, you reset it before you start calculating, because guys, some learners, they do a terrible mistake, and because of calculator they end up getting wrong figures. So guys, let's make sure that we reset our calculator and make sure that everything is fine before we start. Okay, I wish you all the best, guys. Go and write. Let's go and aim our distinction, as we know that the main purpose is for you to get a distinction. And also, guys, don't forget, let's support this channel. It's gonna help you at the end of the day by subscribing, like the video, share to the friends that there is a solution for accounting standard and accounting solution SA that is providing free lesson, guys, so that you can learn and pass. See you on the next one.